5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Take off. Welcome to the Empty Space Podcast. This is episode number 3. Today we break down a day to remember, and we have a very special guest. I know you guys are going to enjoy this one.
The Empty Space Podcast has brought one of the biggest, most happiest people, places,
things.
Licia Carafone.
Steve's sister.
Special guest, Licia is here. Welcome, Licia. What's up, dude? That might be the best intro we've ever had on this.
Are we really going with that?
This is
that
it.
What we're going with?
We're flying here.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's up, dude?
What's up?
Not much, you guys.
Hanging out.
Thanks for having me. This
Chilling.
is fun.
Anytime. Hell yeah.
Yeah, this whole setup is like kind of crazy what you got going on.
Yeah,
so
the setup's
cool.
pretty legit.
Yeah, thanks
honestly.
for having me though. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about some music and talk about some stuff, some things that I've gone through. So I appreciate being on and being a
Hell
part of
yeah.
this. I love the message. I love what you guys are doing. I'm really proud of you both. So
Thank
Thank
you.
looking
Thank you.
forward to
That
it.
means a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
does. Definitely does. So what's going on, Batchy?
Oh, dude, just, living the fucking dream.
The no work tomorrow jealous man I am right now,
Yeah,
dude.
because we're recording on Thursday.
Yep.
So, yeah, no work for the weekend.
I'm pretty jealous of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Licia here, who is my sister. If you didn't catch that within the first 2 minutes of me ranting about this being my sister. She is my big sister, and I love her very much. And today we're going to talk about a band called The Day to Remember.
oh God, yes, absolutely.
Who?
One of her, who?
What?
We got
Never
A
heard
Day
of
to
them.
Remember to talk about. And I think it's going to be good because growing up, I always, I got into A Day to Remember because of you.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I knew a couple friends would
Wow.
play it, but I didn't know until you started wearing all their cool ass T-shirts they have, because they have their colorful T-shirts that just pop at you.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. Their album covers are amazing. Yep. Yeah.
So, what got you into A Day to Remember?
Are you asking me or Batch?
I'm asking you
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
I didn't
We don't
know.
care about me. We don't
I
care
don't
about
know.
me. I don't matter.
We don't care about me. No, A Day to Remember. Oh my gosh. So, somebody that I was best friends with, God, that was our go-to band. We put it on in the car and we drove and we listened to it, and all of the lyrics in that song, or those songs, excuse me, each of them individually are so powerful, and the message is it's something you get that feeling where you get goosebumps all over you when you listen to music. Everybody gets that feeling, but with this band, for the both of us, we both would look at each other and be like, yes, this is it, this is the band, but it was really cool because with this particular friend, she really didn't like pop punk, any kind of screamo, any kind of screaming at all in music. She was like, no thank you, not for me. This was the one band she was okay with that we put on in the car, so that worked out really well. So truly, that's how that started, and then it resonated with me big time, the lyrics, and then for her, she jumped in and she was like, oh man, actually there's a message in this song. They're not just bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
It was yeah, there's messages in each of the songs, so
Yeah.
it was really fun. Yeah, so most of these songs, I wrote down a couple that always, whether I need a boost of confidence, I need something to get me out of a funk or a mood or anything of that matter. Even on my happiest days when it's all right, it's beautiful outside, let's put the windows down and drive, go-to songs. So the Downfall of Us All,
Oh,
Have
yeah.
Faith in Me.
Oh, man.
I'm made of wax, Larry. What are you made of? And then truly my favorite by far, Right Back at It Again. That song is like an absolute anthem for me when I need inspiration or motivation of any kind. Because it's like, all right, here we go. Like, I am down. I'm out. I need something to grasp onto. And that is absolutely hands down a go-to song for me.
What's like the message in that one song? Because it's not ringing a bell for me. I'm sure if I heard it.
Oh God.
But what's the message in that song?
Seriously, it's the name of the song.
Really?
Like, I'm right back at it again.
Oh, that's so yeah.
Yeah, like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It just jumps right into, and like I'm pretty sure the first like lines in the lyrics to that song are like, I'm right back at it again. Like, you just jump into that song, and like the music is awesome, the drums are kick ass, and then it really does, it like amps you up and gets you excited, or at least it does for me. So
yeah.
I
mean, Batchy, were you big into A Day to Remember, dude?
Not until Homesick came out.
Oh, so good.
When Homesick came out, that's when I was like, oh, these guys are fucking sick. Because like I had heard of them before, and then Homesick came out, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're fucking sick. Like, because I was like Licia's friend, where if it screamed, I was like, nope, no thank you. Like, I was into pop punk and stuff. I was into like Yellow Card and Green Day and Blink and all those bands, but the moment something started screaming at me, I was like, no, I'm not that angry, I don't need that.
See, I was the opposite. I started with like hardcore punk and like heavy metal, just like in your face.
Like, that punk wasn't like screaming though to me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
screaming
that is true.
was, you know what I mean? Screaming was like if someone played Slayer for me, I would be like, yeah, get this off immediately. Like, I don't need that. But yeah, when Homesick came out, I remember I was like, fuck, this bangs. Like, these guys are sick.
Yeah, that album was sick. I remember being almost graduating. I think it came out in like 2009.
It did.
And yeah, that album was like the album. I think the same for me, for you, dude. It was like when that came out, I was like, who are these guys?
That's where the hype comes from. Okay, I'm an idiot. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, so I know they released 6 albums. They just had one. Did they just drop one in 2020, or are they dropping one? I'm so like off the loop with A Day to Remember.
I think they are dropping one. I think they dropped a single.
I think you're right, because I heard one on the radio that I thought was like super lame the first 2 times, and I think we talked about this, batch. And then I was like, actually, this song goes kind of hard.
Oh, they dropped 3 singles, yeah.
Is it 3 singles? Yeah, because I know they have 5 albums, and they're releasing the 6th one this year, which will be pretty interesting to hear.
I can't wait.
Yeah, because they started in 2003, and so they've been around for a while, and I know they have a lot of acoustic stuff too. They do. What's the hell is that song? If It Means, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, yep.
The one that I texted you.
Yeah, and then you immediately start all their songs. I immediately start singing the lyrics. Like, you were texting me, you texted me the lyrics, like, "Oh hey darling, I hope you're good tonight," and automatically my brain was like, "Oh hey darling, I hope you're good tonight," and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, dude, I think that's a hit."
That was good. That was good.
But yeah, they're all over the place, because I know that they can literally, like again, acoustic. They're like a metalcore, pop punk, rock band. Like, they just hit like all genres that you could expect that would be in like pop punk. Honestly, like, I don't know. To me, that's at all.
No, yeah, definitely. They definitely like check all the boxes for sure. They're like, I Prevail would be like a good comparison. So like, I think I Prevail is the exact same band. Like, it's like they're twin.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. I think the first time I heard one of their songs, what's that hit song that they had? Do you know?
I Prevail?
Yeah. They had one song.
They covered a Taylor Swift song. They covered Blank Space, yeah.
Oh my god.
So I found out about I Prevail because of Batch. He posted about them on my Instagram. I swear to God. And I saw it. And I remember I actually texted you, or I direct messaged you, whatever the cool kids call it these days. And I was just like, dude, This is
What
a
is
great
that?
song. What is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You did it with All Time Low too, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure did.
Yeah.
But no, Stuck in Your Head. That was a
Yes.
big one.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Another thing for just on like the day to remember thing is you guys watch their music videos because they're freaking hilarious, dude.
They might have the most like the epitome of pop punk, like the song,
Yeah.
like
It
it's
kind of reminds me of
legitimately.
Whitney, too.
Ooh.
Like just their
Yeah.
humor. I don't know, like just kind of like messing around.
No, I can see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that one song when they're in high school and they're getting bullied.
Yes.
Like what is that? Which song is that?
Is it all signs point to Lauderdale?
That's
Dude,
it.
that is the epitome of pop punk.
Pop punk.
Like,
Say the I hate this town.
It's so
washed up.
Stop. And all my friends don't give a fuck.
Dude,
Don't tell
hands
me
down. All you have to write online, just go on Facebook, anybody, and just write, I hate this town, ... Simple.
Like, that's so, that's like,
Yep.
that's like one of the building blocks of pop punk is like, you have to hate your hometown.
Yeah.
Like, number one, hate your hometown. Like, there it is.
Hate your whole town, love pizza.
And say that your friends are assholes.
Well, and that's like in Degenerates. Their song they just came out with. My friends are degenerates, but I'd never change them. That's like the first line in the song, and it's perfect.
That's kind of cool. So, do you what'd you say? You mentioned like 5 songs that you dug into there.
Oh, that they're my like
your top favorites.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's hear them.
Let's hear them again. I know you mentioned them, and I know you broke down one of them because it was basically the freaking title.
No, you're fine. The Downfall of Us All.
Let's go. Yes, again, that's like I feel like that's one of those ones where like you just hear that and you automatically know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and first than that, it's not easy making a name for yourself. Where do you draw the line? I never thought I'd get in this far or be in this far. I can't remember exactly, but like, I don't know why, but that like hit me hard. Like, it's not easy making a name for yourself. And I'm not talking like being a person who becomes a celebrity and this, that, and the other thing. Like, literally just being you and being who you are. Like, that's hard. That's so hard in finding out who you are. So like for me, that's how I took that first line in that song was like, it's not easy making a name for yourself, like at all. So
no, definitely.
I feel like
that is a banger though.
That is a banger. It's absolutely slaps. I feel like that's something that we forget as human beings, that like we're just trying to like figure out who we are, and like that saying like making a name for yourself, like I mean you can interpret that how you want, but I feel like identifying with yourself, who you are, is like that's again like Licia said, that is hard, and like that's not something you're just turning 14 and you're like, yeah, I'm in puberty, I'm a man now, and like this is who I am. Like that's not like something that you just continuously learn to figure out who you are. And like I don't know, I feel like for Licia, I know being her little brother, I always like wanted to protect her in high school.
And did you ever?
Did I ever? I went to the
Don't just we're gonna
let's just say I was investigated. There's a bad boy.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't change a damn thing about it. But I mean that was something I always had to like I felt like I always had to do. I know brothers and sisters, like, you know, the little brother, like Alicia, like, I mean, you struggled with the coming out. That was one of the hardest things I've ever seen you go through. And like to this day, you're still being treated as if you're an alien and what you're doing is completely wrong. And I feel like as a little brother, it was like, this not just my older sister. This is somebody who, like, when you were graduating, it wasn't even like being outed. I feel, I mean, I'm speaking, like, please interrupt me if I'm wrong. I feel like at that time, it wasn't respected or understood, and it was just totally disregarded to being even a thing. I feel like when I was a freshman and you were a senior, it was just becoming like a club in like some like in school, but it was just becoming yeah, exactly. I feel like it was just becoming something where people were starting, like 5% starting to accept the fact that this isn't, just a choice. And I feel like that was something I had to like add on to me was like looking out for her was extra for me is what I'm trying to say. And like, I don't know. I just know how hard it was for you to get through high school. And then even, like I said, even now, like in your 30s, like you're still going through with it, dude.
God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and it's just going to be a constant battle for me. And I think that's something that you have people out there that they're like, oh, I don't care that you do it, but just like, don't do it in front of me type thing. Or like, I don't care that that's what you do with your life, but we don't have to talk about it. We can just kind of let it sit in a corner over there, and it can stay right there. Like, and I mean, even to the point where like I was Christmas shopping one year with Mom, and when we were in the store, I was maybe early 20s, and like people were looking at me. I don't even notice people looking at me like at all. It's just not a thing I pay attention to because I've become so used to having it happen that I don't pay attention to it. But Mom was so mad. She was like, people were looking at you. And I guess it wasn't something that she ever really noticed 100%. And I was like, Ma, like, it's all good. Like, I'm not paying attention to them. Let's just move on. We're Christmas shopping. This is happy. This is fun. She was like, no, they're looking at you. Why are they looking at you? I don't understand. Like,
I don't mean to laugh, but I just am picturing your mother.
She's seriously. She was like ready to throw fists. The Rozzy rat in her.
Facts. For all of you who don't know, my mother is a Rozzy rat, and she will slap you around like a freaking teddy bear.
I'm just picturing her like, it's not fucking okay. What the fuck do you mean it's okay?
And that's basically she was looking at me exactly the way you're like laughing about it. It isn't far off from her reaction. She was looking at me with this like no, like this isn't right, and I don't like it, and I don't accept it, and why are other people doing this? Like, let's do something about this. Like, why don't you care? And it's like, because I can't care. I wear men's clothes regularly. Oh no, like, but look at me, like, what is she even doing? Are you a boy or are you a girl? Like, all of these questions and things that are said to me, it's like, I can't. I just can't even like have that in my life because there's so much negativity in our lives and pushed in our lives every day that it's like, nope, I just have to take that one. And like, I almost have to put the negativity in the corner itself as well. The thing that people are trying to like, they're trying to put me in a corner, and I just kind of like take it and throw it right back. And I'm like, no, you can have that. Like, I'm all set. So I don't know. Love is love.
I'll never understand how that was.
No,
I remember when you cut your hair, and I remember when you told me that you were coming out, and you told me that I felt.
Did I tell you that I was bisexual? Because that was my go-to.
No, you told me you were gay.
Oh, okay.
I remember I literally was on the computer playing Neopets, and you literally
solid.
What the
solid choice in game.
I'll never forget. I was playing Neopets, and you were coming in, and you were crying, and I could hear you, so I ran outside, and you were just like, Steve, I have to tell you something. In the back of my head, I'm like, bro, I know you're gay, and you're about to tell me. You don't have to tell me this shit. In my head. And I was like, yo, we all know you're gay. And like, you start crying, I'm gay, and I just need to tell you. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking proud of you, Lisa. And like, but we knew for like a while, but it was like, that's not the point. The point is it was your time, and you were coming out, and it was like, pay respect to this, because this is important. But I just knew it. You were crying, and I was like, uh-oh. And like, it was powerful, man. It was beautiful, and it was powerful to hear you say this, because I know that there's so many people out there that live their whole lives closeted and don't, I don't know. I'm not even going to say the words, but like, they just live their lives without, coming out as what they truly are.
It's fear. It's all fear, unfortunately. Yeah. Yep.
And like, I mean, how has being like, can you say gay? Like, do you say like,
what?
How is being gay?
What do you
like,
mean?
Is
That's
that what
like
you
the most
say?
Politically correct. What are you supposed to say?
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna walk away for a second.
That's like the most politically correct thing you can say.
Why are you asking me about if I'm gay?
I didn't.
All right.
You know what?
Just repeat the question. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, is it?
Yes, it is okay to ask or say, is somebody gay?
No.
But if-
I was gonna.
No.
What I'm trying to ask is like, is it okay? Is it politically okay and correct for me to be like, how is it being gay, or how is it when you like, how is it?
So you would
I'm
want
wording
to
it.
say,
Like?
no, you're fine. So the way that you would like to, I understand. I understand what you're saying now. The way that you could phrase something like that
Yeah.
to a person, how is it being a gay
Ah.
woman in society, or how is it being a gay woman in 2020?
I got you.
Okay, stop. That's what. Ask her.
How is it being gay in
Nope.
this? No, did I
Back it
fuck
up.
it up?
Fucked up
Back it
again.
up.
I'll ask.
Yeah,
Lisa,
bitch. Thank you.
I just want to know, how is it being a gay woman living in 2020?
There's like a couple different routes you could go with that answer, because I'm sure for some people it's unbelievably difficult. I don't want to get like political, but unfortunately, with said president that we have in office, it has made things regress, I think. I think that I'm treated a little more disrespectfully than I was in previous years. I'm also more fearful this year with elections going on and some of the bigger names being thrown around that are being elected and appointed into some really, really big seats
Mhm.
that basically get to decide who I get to marry and if I'm allowed to marry the person that I love based on
Right.
their gender. So it's also really beautiful though, because there is still so much love in this world, and as much as the hate and the agendas and the political gain is out there, there is a wonderful community that I get to be a part of, and anyone gets to be a part of, an alliance gets to be a part of. You know, it's not just me as a gay woman, but there are so many people you can go to, so many safe places you can run to, and I think that is something in 2020 that has come so far from where it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
I think that was pretty well said. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely like, just from like watching from an outsider standpoint, I definitely have to agree with everything you just said too. And like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I remember, it's definitely is beautiful too. Because like, I remember when we grew up, the amount of like disgusting names I'd hear being called to not just you but to others in the gay community were just like, it's just like way more well-roundedly respected in a sense.
LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus community.
Yep.
That is the correct.
And it's okay to learn that, and it's okay.
Yeah,
not
oh, that's
to know
yeah.
that.
I don't even. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no, I'm
Didn't
just
they
saying.
add a letter?
No, so that's why the
No.
plus is on
Oh,
there, so that if
I'm
there's
sorry.
anything else that is involved, and
Okay.
anybody
I
can
like that.
feel basically.
So it's not
anyway.
like an alphabet.
No, so a lot of people need to use that as a joke.
Steve, you struck an. Oh boy.
Dude, I'm good. We're supposed to laugh a little.
No, I know.
See, I told you you're gonna have so much editing to do.
Dude, no, this is totally staying in. Yeah, but yeah, that's great, man. That was nice to hear too.
Yeah, absolutely. Truly
Hell
mean
yeah.
it too.
Another thing I wanted to get into was just bringing up like some of my past and just like how my sister has helped me, and how like family members can really be the ones that can like save your life.
You gonna make me cry on this?
Are you crying?
It's
right
okay
now?
to cry, yeah.
Am I crying?
We can edit out your
It's
tears.
okay to cry. He says it's okay to cry. You tell me you're gonna edit my tears. Batch, thank you for being numero uno over there.
Yeah, I try.
Apparently useless. I'm gonna make her mad then. So remember that one time, Alicia?
Please. Which time?
I can't say.
Oh God, yeah, no, please don't.
Anyways, when I was going through a lot of stuff in my life, and I had three people in my life. Licia, my mother, my grandmother. And I became anorexic at one point. I'm not going to get into a whole story, but I became anorexic at one point. My OCD was so severely bad that I wouldn't get out of bed and couldn't get into bed. One of the things that I would do to get in bed would be to literally knock myself out. And that's, I think I've told like 3 people that. And that fucking sucked, dude. I had to literally punch myself in the fucking head or against the wall to put myself to sleep. Yeah, that sucked. But that being said, damn, that sucked. Yeah. I had to do shit like that because my OCD was so severe that I had to get in and out of bed 1,000 times till I literally could be okay with it and feel like, nothing bad would happen. I'm 6 feet tall. I went down to 120 pounds. That is extremely skinny. I wouldn't eat anytime, every day. Wouldn't eat nothing. Mountain Dew. Yeah, I would drink one. This was
Starburst.
yes. So my routine was one Mountain Dew in the morning, and I'd have, let's just say, 15 to 30 Starbursts, and that's all I would eat. And some days I wouldn't eat, and I would beat myself up for that. Now, without going down that rabbit hole, the 3 people that were there for me the most were my sister, my mother, and my grandmother. They stuck by my side no matter what. The noise I made, the amount of screaming I made, running around the house naked, just pissed off of myself. I mean, I was going crazy. I literally was going crazy.
Samurai swords were involved.
Yeah. Stabbing the ceiling. Breaking my mother's house, punching everything, smashing shit apart, ripping whatever. The point was, I had people here for me that never left my side, never gave up on me, and I thank them every day for that, because I am no longer in that state of mind. I'm no longer 120 pounds, for all of you people wondering. I'm probably 185, which is healthy and good.
How much can you bench, though, bro?
Yeah, I could put up 100 pounds with nothing. But anyways, I know that without the help of my sister and without the help of those other 2 people, my mother and my grandmother, I wouldn't be alive, period. And honestly, Batchy, you were one of the, if not the biggest part of that and my friendship group ever. I had nobody, and you would still come over, and you would still eat pasta with me, and we would still watch.
Right. That's right when we met.
That is exactly
right when you were
met.
coming out of that. Was right when
it was the end, because I started eating a little bit. I think twice a week
we were eating pasta.
Shout out to my mother with the greatest
chicken pot pie.
Oh my god. We would eat that every night.
Couldn't breathe.
Yeah, after hockey until we couldn't breathe. And then we'd watch softcore porn and try to figure out if they were actually inserting or not.
Is that literally what you guys would do?
Well, yeah. We'd get home. Yeah,
we'd get into real fights about it too.
Yeah, we'd sit there and we'd be eating the pasta and eating Starburst and drinking. What was the drink we drank? The raspberry lemonade.
Yeah, raspberry lemonade.
Yeah.
While my Nana's in the opposite room, we got softcore porn going on. And Batch is there's insertion. There is insertion. And I'm like, no, Batch, look it. There's nothing going in, bro. They're just rubbing. No, we would get into.
Oh yeah, we were legit throwing pasta around at each other.
There's no insertion there. I don't know how we segued to that, but anyways, thank you, Batchy, too, for pulling me out of there. You were the only, literally the only friend I had that actually stuck with me, and I'm glad I met you at the time, because, the universe had a plan in its hand, and that was to bring you into my life and to have my family around me at that time. And I'm not going to keep going with it, but
hell yeah,
that was something that truly made a difference in my life. No one judged me, no one yelled at me, and everyone was just there for me. So thank you to both of you that are here, and to my mom and grandma. Yeah, I just wanted to say that, because I know that we all struggle with inner demons. And I know that everyone's story is different. But I know, Licia, you
I love that you just said that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I love that you just said that about stories, because that was something that I was talking about earlier in this week, and it was just like, even just to myself talking about it, but like literally everyone has a story. And like everybody always says, you never know what somebody else is going through, but like even just to where you are today, like there's a story for everything. Everyone has their own story. So I don't know. I think that's beautiful. And I think it's beautiful what you just said. So I appreciate you more than you know.
Thank you.
Batch, I appreciate you too, buddy.
Oh, he's so cute.
Stop
Oh
that.
my god! Wow.
That's the beard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yes, sorry to interrupt you. You started going.
No,
off
you're
on
fine,
something. I
man.
don't know
Yeah.
what.
It's all good.
I know that you've gone through a lot too. I know, like, you've, struggled with your weight. You've struggled with your anxiety, your depression. You've gone through the ringer, bro, and you still go through the ringer. I know that. But what was the hardest thing, and still is the hardest thing to this day, dude, that, like, you're still struggling with, man?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh.
And I know that's a loaded
No, I'm
question,
taking
and
a
I'm
deep
sorry to
breath.
throw it at
No,
you,
no,
but
you're fine because I'm taking a deep breath. That's all. The hands down, the hardest thing. Like, okay, so I'll segue with this. Everybody's got a spark, right? Like something that wakes you up in the morning and you are so excited. Like you are woken up in the morning because of that reason. And like, yeah, maybe your alarm has something to do with that and you have to go to work and you have to be whoever you have to be. But there's like a spark inside of you that you have to do. And like for me, it's, working with kids. I love teaching. I love, even just doing, what do we call it? You'll have to edit this out because I can't remember what the name of it is. I know, because it's not social skills. It's like real life problem solving skills. Teaching things like that, I mean, is so important to me because I feel like I never had someone to do that with me. I never had problem solving skills of my own, and I had to learn all on my own. And I feel as though I probably wouldn't have felt so alone and gone through so much so heavily, I guess, if I had somebody there for me that I just kind of want to be there for kids. And the whole bullying thing. I mean, I was bullied my entire life. I am still bullied, like we were just talking about when we were talking about being a gay woman in 2020. Like, it's, so if I could just work with kids and be a person to them to show them, like, the road to not kind of go down, like, this is how you make people feel when you X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I feel like I needed more mentors like that in my life and I didn't have them. So like, that's my spark. That's what gets me up in the morning. But that was my segue. But there are things that make me want to crawl into bed, just as we all do, and put the covers over my head and just sleep and not get up. And I think the biggest, absolutely, and they both kind of coincide with each other, is my anxiety and my body dysmorphia. And those are like, they're almost like paralyzing at sometimes. And I'm sure you both understand that. I know you both have gone through.
yeah, I definitely have the body dysmorphia for sure.
So
I have the anxiety side of that where it's like there's no, it won't let go.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And
Absolutely.
there's nothing you can do. So, do you mind explaining to people what body dysmorphia is?
Yeah, no. So body dysmorphic disorder, BDD. It's a mental illness and it involves obsessing. And it's actually a very ugly cousin to
Oh, I wonder what.
obsessive compulsive disorder.
No, I've never had that.
So, and you obsess over your appearance, but it's not the appearance that is the rest of the world is seeing. You obsess over
What you see.
a perceived flaw in your own appearance. Yeah. And basically what I looked up straight up from like I forget what it was called. It's like something.com. But anyways, it's like, I like the way they said it. They were like, it's a flaw that could be minor and it can be imagined. And I think that so hits me because half the time that's exactly what's going on in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is telling me things that aren't even true. And when I thought about that and I read about the whole ugly cousin to OCD, I was like, oh, no way. So this makes so much more sense now. And I felt like I could relate to you actually with the OCD part, because I was like, oh my God, like I get it. And I didn't have that relatable piece.
Yeah.
Like it's difficult for me to admit it for the most part, but I also enjoy talking about it. So to me, like, when you go to the fair, okay, or you go to like Canby Lake Park,
Sure.
Yep.
something like that, okay, and you go into the House of Mirrors, and it's like fun and it's a maze, and you go through it, but like
yeah.
all the mirrors, like some of them, you're like your body gets stretched out and you're really skinny, and then sometimes it smushes you down and you're short and you're like heavier. Like that is my struggle constantly, and that was the only way like I could put it down into like words that maybe someone would understand, and somebody who maybe didn't even know like they had this, possibly they could be thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, like I totally do that. Don't get me wrong, everybody has appearance like flaws, everybody has anxiety over their own body, so this isn't that. This is obsessively thinking things about your features and your body that aren't true, to the point where you, like we were saying, Batch, you are so paralyzed, like you can't get out of your own head. So for me, like I look at myself in a mirror, or I pass, even just shopping, and there's a window. My reflection is in the TV right now. Like I can see that, and my brain isn't going to show me the great parts that there are about me. And I know there are great parts about me, but I'm going to see all the flaws. And I wish like crazy that this wasn't a thing. And I wish, especially for myself, it wasn't a thing, because it's a constant battle every single day. And basically, I never had this body dysmorphic disorder until I lost over 150 pounds naturally.
So real quick, I'm just curious,
Yeah.
Was it when you were heavy, you didn't have, like the first time when you actually like started from a child to when you got heavy, you didn't have this until after you lost the weight? Because I never knew that. I thought when you were bigger, you were like, oh man, I can't stay in the way I look. I thought it started then. It didn't start then.
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
Nope. So I remember being heavy, but I never had these thoughts that I had about myself. And that's how with talking obviously to, therapists and psychologists and things like that, and working through my own problems on my own time and my own way, that's how I came to knowing, like, hold on, like this is totally different than just being anxious about my appearance and my look today or my flaws today. This is a whole different monster.
It wasn't like, oh, I look good in this this dress today. It wasn't like that.
No.
It was just, okay.
Like in that, but that was for me. Like, and you would think that you're like, in high school, I wore huge clothes. I was over 300 pounds. I was unhealthy in pretty much every way you could possibly think of. And it was tough, but it was so tough in other ways. It wasn't tough in a body image way. I even now, like, I'll go back. So I was 300 pounds. I was over 300 pounds. I lost over 150 pounds on my own.
Sorry, that's fucking incredible.
That's unbelievable.
People lose like 20,
I'm
30
so
pounds.
proud of that. Like,
I am. Thank you.
That's insane.
I don't even have the self-control to lose 10 pounds. Like, so that's fucking awesome though.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And I definitely started getting scary skinny for a little while.
Yeah, I could literally remember seeing like your neck and like it, like, dude, I just remember being like, it just looked scary. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it at that word. Yeah, it was scary.
No, and looking back now, like I see the scary skinny. I didn't see it then. And this is the body dysmorphia. The lowest weight I hit was 132 pounds. I'm 5. I tell myself I'm 5'6", but I'm not. I'm really 5'4". Give me like a and a quarter and I'll be happy, okay? 5'4" and a quarter. So to be 130-ish pounds and like 5'4" and a quarter, really was unhealthy in a way just because my body type doesn't hold weight well like that in that kind of frame, that body frame.
I know what you're saying.
Anyway, that might, if you have to edit that out, I totally understand.
No,
but
no, no.
No, that makes sense.
So
Everyone's frame
anyways,
is literally different.
I would look at myself in that body, in that 132-pound body with this frame and this height that really like should have been falling over, like kind of craziness. I saw a 300-pound me every time I looked in anything, a photo, a mirror, a TV screen, just walking by. I never saw myself at the weight that I was. And the craziest piece of this is now I've gained some weight back. I got into a healthy, happy relationship for the first time in a very long time. And I'm still very happy in that relationship. What do you do when you're in a happy relationship for the most part? Yeah, indulge, exactly. So I've gained back more than I would like to. I'd love to be like a healthier weight again, but that's okay. It's not like the end of the world. Nope.
Nothing wrong
And I'm
with
nowhere near what I was. So.
But hearing you say that, can I just say something?
Sure.
Hearing you say that was like
awesome.
Yeah, right? Because
fucking
the
awesome.
old you would not even accept that as like you wouldn't even look at the positive of that. You wouldn't even be like, look.
Yeah, and I know that you would have been like, I gained some weight back and I suck.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But you'd be like that all the time. Like
yes.
literally all. You wouldn't even have said that comment, which I just wanted to point that out.
No, but it's nice that you pointed it out because it's exactly kind of where the body dysmorphia comes from. Is like it's kind of extreme in that sense. Like it goes either one tip of the scale, like, oh my gosh, I'm humongous, this is crazy, or it goes to the other tip of the scale where I don't see anything. I don't notice anything. I don't bring anything up. I don't even know how thin I am or any of that, basically. But the craziest piece for me is, so now I range between like, and I am so comfortable talking about my weight, like whether it's good or bad. Like for me, that isn't something like, oh, no, don't. Like, no, like it's okay. Like my weight is my weight. That's not what makes me who I am. And sometimes constantly having to remind myself of that because of this disorder. And so I now at my weight of about 208 pounds between that. I look back at pictures of me when I was thin. I didn't even know how thin I was. I didn't even know. I'm shocked at some of the pictures I see. Even to this day, I'll go back and look at vacation pictures and I'm like, what in the world? I don't remember even being that thin. And it's very similar to my feeling of when I was bigger. I don't remember the feeling I felt when I was bigger. It is the biggest, like, I told myself I wasn't going to swear very much on this, but anyways, it's the biggest mind fuck. It messes with my head all the time. And now where I'm in this in between, this like little limbo area where I'm not quite as heavy as I was, but I'm also not as skinny as I was. I see it all. And that blows my mind. And that's a piece of this is I am constantly perceiving myself as a defect or a flaw when I'm at one extreme or the other. And in some mornings I'll wake up and it's very much like that now. But that kind of blows my mind. And I wanted to talk about that piece, just kind of, you don't realize how much your brain is really affecting with like all mental health, like affecting you when you're thinking about your thoughts, your feelings, and your internal things. But then the physical piece with this is just crazy for me. I feel like for people with this disorder, it's like, it's a whole nother like ball field. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but
no, you're making total sense. I mean, I can relate to that so much. Mine's in a little opposite stance. I went from being super skinny to getting like super in shape and jacked to the point where every day I did the same thing. I literally looked in cars when I walked by. I could see the reflection, and I'd be like, "Am I big enough?" Like I got obsessed with lifting. Like it did save my life and help me because with lifting, I told myself in order to, you know, like when I was anorexic and I said I couldn't eat because I'd be too fat. When I started, I said, oh well, if I start lifting and working out, that's burning calories, so I can't intake calories. So I would take intake. So it made sense to me until I started eating and my brain started going, hey dude, what you're doing is stupid because now you actually have food in your system and you can process things better. So like, but I got to an unhealthy point with that too, with getting like super big and saying to myself, you're not big enough. You're not big enough. You're not big enough. Till I injured myself, and then I lost a lot of my muscle. And then I look at the pictures and I go, I was so in shape. Why didn't I see that then? And I'm looking at myself now, and like, or like say 2 months ago, I looked at myself and I did the same thing, and I was like, oh, you're so like, you're flabby. You lost a lot of muscle because you were injured. And now I've been in the gym for like 2 months, and I'm like, damn, I looked good back then. I still had muscle, but it's like a constant battle of that, and it sucks.
And
But
that's why it's OCD's ugly cousin. And I like I said, that blew my mind.
yeah, that I mean, it makes sense now that you say it out loud, but like it didn't correlate to me until like you broke it down like that, I guess.
So I tell you what I was thinking about earlier though. This whole COVID thing, face masks, they're like feeding into the body dysmorphia, but in a way that I can hide.
Yeah. I feel that
Honestly.
way about my beard because when it gets big, it's disgusting, and I'm like, oh, no one will see this nasty thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Right?
I agree.
I don't know if that's exactly where I was going.
No.
And then I'm like, yo, people can see me. People always ask me to shave my beard. I'm like, now people can think I don't have a beard, and just like, I just look at it like that.
That's a good way to look at it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I find that I can hide behind the face mask, and I can also hide underneath my hat. My hat is my like saving grace as well, like that. You know what I mean? You just find places to hide.
Do you guys think that like this is gonna like? I mean, it's probably an obvious question, but how messed up do you think that this is gonna make people feel? Like, because I was thinking that too with the mask. Just like, yo, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now because like,
Right.
do you think that like how much of a mess up is this going to have on people's mental health with that? Because like there's a lot of people that like acne and like teeth problems or like just like messed up faces, or not messed up, I'm sorry, that was the wrong word, but like just going through some stuff and people are afraid to show it. Do you think it boosts their their how they feel, or like makes them happy that they're doing this? Or do you think that like eventually they're going to be like they're just hiding from it and it's going to come off at some point? Or do you think we're stuck with COVID and these masks for like at least a decade and people just have the option? So those people.
No.
Okay.
Don't even start with that. No.
It's just
I'm option 2 is I think the one. Like I think, I don't know, I can't speak for like Licia, but I think that's probably the one.
No, I mean, you can hide. It's a coping tool. It's a way to be in your shell. You know what I mean? Like I'm with Batch.
It's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just a Band-Aid.
Yep.
And Batchy, like, you don't struggle with this, do you? Or do you? I've never actually asked you.
No, I mean,
no.
You've seen me go up and down in weight, and
oh yeah, I didn't.
I mean, I wish I was in better shape, sure, but like I don't. No.
You can still puck handle like Kaner out there, bro.
I'm
serious. I watch this kid skate like he's my girlfriend. I get the googly eyes, and I'm like, oh my god, look at those hands. I get so excited. And then you come back to the bench, and I'm like, dude, that was sick.
And I like have like 4 things that I did wrong.
Yeah, you're just like, dude, I didn't back check at all. And do you see that guy go through me? I'm like, no, I just saw that beautiful like toe drag and top shelf. Like score.
Wish I was a little quicker, but
it's all right, dude. How about with you? You had a big knee surgery, brother. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck did that do to you? I know it fucked you up, bro. Like mentally, huge.
Oh yeah, that's where I think the booze problem started. was with that because I literally couldn't do anything for trying to think. I know I was in the leg cast where I couldn't bend my leg for at least 3 months. So I couldn't work or do anything for that except just hang around and drink beer. And then I did physical therapy for probably another 3 months. But once the cast came off, like I was good to go. Like I was working a little bit. But yeah, that's I think where the drinking problem came from. Like originated. Was from having like legit just 3 months in the summer to just hang out and drink all day and night with nothing to do after that. So.
Damn. Yeah, that I just remember you. I think was that from where you working with the mail? Was that whole thing?
Yeah, I crashed the mail truck and shattered my kneecap.
Yeah, and that was we knew each other when it happened, right? Or did that happen before I met you?
No, that was before.
It was before? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met you the following year, and I remember I was just getting back into skating.
Yeah.
And I had told you about it, and you were like, "You have what?"
I love
was
when
like-
you post your yearly pictures of like that's my baby girl, and it'll be like your knee.
Yeah, I had 2 screws in there holding my knee together. So
I get you on the knee.
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh.
you got knee injuries too, right, dude? I remember you buckled once at a party, and some kid was like, "You gotta touch her," and I was like, "Don't you freaking touch my sister!" I got so pissed, dude, because you were dancing.
I dropped it too low and
oh no.
broke my left knee.
Oh.
Yep, right at the kneecap. So
Eesh.
yeah, that was
Happy birthday!
it was my birthday. It was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was my birthday. A lot of people remember that actually, because yeah,
Really?
they joke around. Yeah, people that I'm not super close with anymore, but I was at the time. And yeah, they're like, "Oh, remember that time you dropped it too low?" Yeah, I sure do.
Oh, yeah.
I do actually. Yep. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest time for me, but I'm glad that it's a great memory for you.
Well, no, dude, because I hated the fact you were having a party at the house, and I was just trying to like go to sleep or like live my life. And I just remember this one kid.
Being an angry teenager. Like...
Yeah, I was just like 6, like, whoa, what? Get out of my house right now. You don't deserve to be here. I need to go upstairs and do things, play video games. Just made me angry, dude. And like, I literally remember like this one kid, I just like locked eyes with like the back of his head, and I was like, I want to fuck this kid up. Because he was drunk and he pissed me off. I don't like when people get like that at my house. And I was, again, like 16. But anyways, I just remember him like trying to help you, and I just remember telling him to like beat it. And yeah, you were in a lot of pain. A lot of pain.
No, and to be honest with you, I'm really, really glad that it was my birthday, because I definitely had a few drinks, and quite frankly, had I not, it probably would have been. Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
boy.
Exactly.
I tried to walk, and then I
No,
looked
you did
down.
not. Oh,
I
my
did.
God, batch.
And I
Oh.
felt it like do a thing that it should not have done. I looked down and I just saw like things that weren't supposed to be there that were there.
Oh my God. Like,
And
I'm feeling this because I felt my own like knee stuff. So like, I just like, I'm not obviously you went through it, but like I can, the cringe.
yeah. There was things hanging out of places. Yeah. And I knew it was bad. Like I knew it was bad from looking at it. Like when you look down, you can see a kneecap hanging out of your leg. But like, I didn't know how bad it was until I think it was the EMT or whoever it was that was in the ambulance with me. And they were like, yeah, well, you know, one of them was like, we'll just stitch it up, whatever. And he just like looked, and I saw his face, and he was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. He was like, and then like they were trying to like, we're in the hospital, and the male, or like, I don't know, the nurse was like, oh, it's all right, dude. Like, we'll just stitch you up. You'll be on your way, like, whatever. And I remember the new Captain America had come out that day, and I was supposed to go see it with all the boys. And I was like, yeah, we gotta get. I was all whacked out on morphine at this point, and they were like, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go see Captain America. So like, let's. And he was like, yeah, nah. He's like, I totally understand. Like, I get it. Like, and yeah, that was fucked. And they're like, yeah, we'll just stitch you up and you'll be good to go. And I would remember like looking at him and being like, dude, you didn't walk on what I just tried to walk on. Like, stitches aren't fixing this. Like, this is bad. Like, and I didn't know how bad it was. I don't know if I've ever told you this whole story about when I was like in the hospital and everything.
I've literally never heard this story, and it's by
All
far
right.
my favorite hero ever.
So they're like everyone's being super positive, like whatever. Like, I'm all fucked up. So I call my mother and I go, Ma, I'm in the hospital. I got in a car accident at work. You gotta come get me. Yeah, all right, in a minute. When I gotta drop your sister off here, I gotta bring your brother here, then I'll be up there when I can. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm like, this is bad.
No big deal,
Like,
Mom. My kneecap's just hanging off.
I didn't say that. Like, all I could like really like, I was like, this is bad. So I call my dad. She's like, call your father. I was like, all right, fine. So I call
just
him.
imagine you in the hospital being so much pain, just wanting a ride home, and everyone's just like,
Dude, there was no
call your
ride home. There was no ride home coming. Like, I wasn't going anywhere. Like, I didn't know this at the time, but I wasn't leaving. So I kept saying, you got to come get me. So I call my dad and I go, Dad, I'm in the hospital in Brockton. You got to come get me. He's like, what happened? I was like, I got in a car accident. I fucked my knee up. I go, they said they're going to stitch me up. I'm out of here. We got to go. So he's like, all right, I'll get off that exit. He was on his way home from work. So he shows up at the hospital, whatever. They bring him in the room. And at this time, they had done like the X-ray and the MRI and all the other shit with me. So the doctor comes in and my dad's like standing there with me. And the doctor's like, yeah, you have a shattered kneecap. And my dad was like, exactly. He was like, and so he goes and he calls my mother and he goes, yeah, this is very bad. Like, he has to go have surgery like in like an hour. So you might want to like get the siblings together and come up here.
Rally the troops for this.
Yeah. So, so the doctor says that, and then they come back in. This is the like some lady doctor, and then they had the surgeon come in. Surgeon's like, yeah, you fractured your kneecap, blah blah blah. So first thing on my mind is not when can I go back to work, when can I whatever, was when can I skate again.
Yep, I knew that was coming.
And he goes, I don't think that's gonna be an option. And like, that was the first time that I think I had like broken down through that whole, like cried at all through that whole thing.
Jesus.
Was when he told me, he was like, yeah, you'll probably never skate again. And then like my dad was like sitting there, he's like, yeah, hockey's not the most important thing, blah blah blah. And I was just like sitting there like shaking my head, like crying, whatever. He's like, you'll get through it, you'll be fine, whatever. And I was just like, yeah, that fucking guy doesn't know shit. And my dad was like, nah, he's a surgeon, so he might. And I was like, nah, fuck. I was like, nah, fuck that guy. So whatever. Anyway, I have the surgery, do the thing, get the screws in, do the whole physical therapy thing. And I think it must have been like Labor Day. It was Labor Day. I was in physical therapy, and my physical therapist, like we had talked about like everything. He actually wrote, like he was in school still, and he wrote a paper about me.
No shit.
Because
That's so cool.
Because I was like a medical anomaly because they didn't replace my kneecap. They screwed it together instead of like, because the healing process would have been way quicker and way easier had I like just replaced it.
Yeah.
But I had no ligament damage, so they were like, why?
Of course,
Like,
yeah.
cut the shit and just so. he was like, it's crazy because he had never seen anything like that where like it was completely immobile and they had to like basically like
Put you back
make it work
together
again.
again.
So
Humpty Dumpty.
yeah. So I remember that
I work with children. Okay, you can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was good.
it was the Friday before Labor Day. And I gone to the doctor and he was like, yeah, things look good, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so every time I'd go, I'd ask him, I'd be like, so how long till I can skate? How long till I can skate? How long till I can skate? Because I was like going nuts of physical therapy and in the gym and shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, as long as there's no more issues, I'd say like next week you should be good.
Jumping
And
jacks.
I was
man.
like, dude, I don't think I've ever been so happy in my entire life. Like I was like through the roof
Like the
happy.
Grinch, the heart just
Yeah.
grew.
And like I told my physical therapist, I was like, hey, doc said I'm good to go. Like I'm going tonight. And he was like, whoa, easy. He was like,
The
slow
brake
down.
stop sign.
Yeah. So I was just like, I remember
Brakes.
like I cried the first time I got back out there again.
Of
Like,
course.
it was just like, it was crazy because people told me I'd never do it again. And I was like, yeah, fuck.
Fucking love that, dude.
I'll do it
I'm
again.
genuinely got the biggest smile. That's so awesome, dude. Like that is so
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Like you're literally like a skating miracle. Like you literally told you couldn't skate, and that's fucking sick, dude. I didn't know that whole story. I didn't know that whole story at all.
Yeah.
There
It's
are
crazy.
movies about stuff like that.
Yeah, they do.
Like legit. Like that's the entire movie.
It's called The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. It's called The Mighty Ducks. Yeah, Charlie Conway.
Mr. Banksy hurts his wrist.
Oh, that's right.
Told him he
Hopalong
couldn't
Gretzky.
play.
Yep.
I mean,
But yeah,
yeah.
dude.
I didn't know that. I'm glad you shared that, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
honestly didn't. I knew bits and pieces of like that. I didn't know that.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know the doctor specifically said like, buddy, you're never a skating kid. Like, hang your
He-
laces up. Like
Yeah,
that's
he was like, probably never again. He was like, I
Fuck
wouldn't
that,
count on
dude.
it. Yeah.
that's crazy. Well, and that's a fucking hellhole you get put in, dude. After through all that shit, and then being told that, not only just being in pain, but being told that, like
Mm.
anybody who knows Batchy, the kid's like hockey's like his life.
Oh,
that
dude, I was
music.
not in pain.
Like
at
yeah,
all.
that's
Like, no, I wasn't in pain. I was like orbiting Jupiter. Like I was a mess. But yeah, that was a good time actually in the hospital. That was fun.
yeah.
I was having a good time.
Oh yeah.
I love Dilaudid. Like I don't know if you two have ever had Dilaudid. Like
I have no idea what that is.
it's like liquid Percocet.
Oh mama.
So it's basically heroin that they like.
Oh. Hello.
It's like a painkiller. They shoot into you, and it is like, holy hell,
You were flying high, bud.
dude! Like it hits you, and it's like 2 seconds. You're just fucking zooted.
Holy shit.
You're or up around Pluto somewhere.
Damn.
But yeah, that's I think, like that was a tough. Like the recovery was tough.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, and I didn't think it would be as hard as it
Absolutely.
was. Like mentally, because I had no one. Like I was literally, like not that I had no one, but like no one was around. Everyone's working.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
they're living their lives still,
Don't even
and
think of
you're
that.
just Oh
I
my
couldn't
God.
drive. I couldn't get out of bed. So
Yep,
like,
I can relate to that absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that took a huge and then I started boozing like all the time because
Yeah.
one of my buddies got laid off and he was like, "Oh, you want to hang out and drink?" And I was like, fuck yeah, I got nothing else to do."
Not doing anything else. Why not? See, that's what I would do with food, though. Like
Trust me, there was plenty of food flying
Totally,
around
yeah.
too.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's probably like 1,000 stories throughout everyone's lives that go
Oh,
through
yeah.
shit like that.
Everybody's got a
It's
story.
yeah, exactly. That should be a title of a
Hell
book.
yeah.
Everybody's got a
stories
story.
save
Hell
lives,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, the story so far. Just just throwing that out there too,
That was
because
nice.
like the
That was-
story is only what it is right now so far.
When she was describing how her and her friend were with A Day to Remember, like that's literally me and you with the story so far.
Oh my
Like-
god, yes.
Like 100%, that's
To a
us
T.
with that band.
Don't put us in a car together with that band.
it's game over. Or if you look over, we're gonna be doing weird ass things in the car. Like it's that video of like the old man headbanging to heavy metal, except it's gonna be us listening to the story so far, like putting our hands out the window and freaking out.
Dude, like basically any pop punk, we would do that too.
Any
Like
pop
remember in
punk.
New Hampshire when we were like singing All Time Low
Which
in
song?
the car? Dear Maria.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude.
that's a banger.
Yeah, that was so
Dear
awesome.
Maria, count me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I do remember that. Yeah, dude. You like so there was bands like Mayday Parade and like All Time Low. Like I only heard like the radio hits, let's just say, right? Until
Right.
you, because you're the one who's like, bro, no. Excuse me. You listen to Mayday Parade, you listen all the way through, and then you come back and talk to me tomorrow. And I remember being like, oh, sorry. Like, okay. Like, what's that? They had like one song that was super sad about somebody's mom dying or something like that.
Oh, it was Terrible Things.
Dude, terrible things. I wanted
people,
to.
if you want to cry, like, oh my God. Like,
That song's so sad.
it's brutal.
But it's beautiful. It is. It's well written and they do it very well. But I just remember you got me into like actually listening to them rather than just being like, yeah, I know that one song. Like that was dude. Like you're a big part of that too.
Yeah, and that's how you were with like Neck Deep, because like and Knuckle Puck, like I had known who they were, but I didn't like know them.
Yeah.
Same with the story so far. Like I was like, yeah, I know Nerve, and you're like, ah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you were like,
You heard Rome.
yeah, you were like, I remember you like showed me what you don't see, and you were like, you don't know the story so far until you know this album. And I was like, oh,
And it
okay,
was game over.
yeah, that was
Game over. I like that bands do that. It's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
that they do that. It's not, but it is at the same time.
Then I made you the mixed CD of Hit the Lights.
Yeah,
and,
I still have that.
Dangerous, my middle name.
Wasn't Chris Webby on that?
No, I made you a
mean, like,
different.
You made
one.
me a mix, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
I
sure
think
you
he
put
might
Chris
have
Webby
been.
on that too.
He might have been. I had so many of them with that.
Hit the Lights. I literally went to, it was a Snapple sponsored concert. I'm not kidding. Listen, okay? Swear to God this happened. Only way to get in was you had to bring 2 Snapple caps. So me and my friends were like, yeah, dude, done. Are you kidding me? Like, and it was like a 16 plus show, and we were 16. So
It's like $4.
I'm not even kidding
Yeah,
you. It was
it's
the most
crazy.
exciting thing in the world. We went and we saw Hit the Lights, and we literally entered with 2 Snapple caps. Yeah.
That's awesome. That was like when I saw Cartel at Six Flags.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when like Sprite and Coke, like the caps of them underneath would be like buy one get one free, or like you got a free Coke or a free candy bar? Like what the hell happened to those
You got
days?
free a free iTunes song.
Yeah, what happened
for
to
a while.
that, dude? I want a Sprite with my winning things there, not like go online and get points
Spotify
to-
happened.
Well, now you
Shout
have
out
a
Spotify. We love you.
Now you have a Coca-Cola with your name on it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You can still get into
Share
Six
Coke with
Flags with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That still works. Dun, 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 dun.
Well,
What time is it now? 8:37. Licia, you
Eastern
got anything
Standard.
else you want to talk about, dude?
Yeah.
You got anything you want to get into?
I'm sure you're both tired and done. So.
No, we can
I'm
keep
literally just
going with
asking.
this.
Oh
is
no,
really,
I don't know. No.
well, man, you
Oh,
pick
you know
something
what?
to talk about.
You know what I could bring up though? I did.
we
wanna
brought
say-
you on here.
Hold on. They dragged me here. No, it was going back to what you guys were saying. Like, okay, so you have all these like amazing happy memories together with these like songs and stuff. And like you said, Batch, it resonated with you big time when I was talking about how my friend didn't listen to whatever. Like, you guys bring together bands for people, and I think that's so cool because now you're doing what you already love doing with each other, and you're bringing it to like the world, and you're showing the world like, dude, and like somebody could be feeling so alone and they don't have that and they've never been able to experience that, and now there's a potential that somebody who
somebody gets to experience that with like you guys or with whoever you bring on, and I think that's really cool because I don't think there's shows out there that kind of do that. You guys just, I think it's special, I think it's unique, and I think it's awesome. And even if people like Hit the Lights, I haven't heard that band's name in forever, but it just brought back like some great memories.
Yeah, it
for
does.
me.
It's
like,
crazy.
And even if songs bring back like not so great memories for you, or you have to remember the better times over the not so great times, like I don't know, I think that's a really, really unique piece of your show, and I kind of just think that's awesome. I love the mental health, the awareness, the kill the stigma, talk about it, but I also think it's really, really cool to do that. So
Thank you, dude. Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
means a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You kind of hit
That's
it on
sick.
the head of exactly like what we're
Trying to
literally
do
like.
here.
Again, me and Bat, this is literally, we would just call each other and talk about music, or if we're upset, we talk about that, and then that's it. This is it.
We'd give each other songs to listen to and be like,
dude.
yo, check this band out. Listen to this thing. Yeah.
When I was going through a couple months ago, I was going through some like just depression, right? Like really hard depression. And like I remember talking to Batch, and I called you like crying one day or just upset, right? And I was like, oh man, like da 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 da. And then all of a sudden Batch goes, Steve, I need you to do one thing for me. And I was like, what? What do you need me to do? And he was like, go listen to Proper Dose by The Story So Far. I know you already have, but please just go listen to Proper Dose, please. And I remember being like, okay. And like I've already listened to the album, but I didn't like resonate with it until I legitimately listened to it. And I felt not 100% better, but it made me feel good. And I was like, this dude just gets it, man. And that's the conversation we had on the phone. It was like, this is what we want other people to feel. Like, we just want people to be like, oh, I'll go listen to that. Or you remember those memories you had? Like, I think that was like, that's what's so fun about this whole thing, man.
Because I remember in quarantine, too, you were going through some shit. It was like right before I went back to work, and you had called me. And I was like, Steve, I'm going to need you to go listen to Belmont. And you were like, well, I already have. And I was like,
I don't sound like that at all.
I was like, no. Like, I gave you like 4 or 5 songs to listen to, and you were like, all right, fine. And then you texted me, and it, like, you've done it for me too. And like, it's so crazy because like people have texted me who don't listen to the genre at all, and they've texted me and they've been like, yo, Movements is sick.
Right?
Like this band. And then they were like, don't really like this new Knuckle Puck thing, but like their old stuff slaps. Like, it's just crazy. Like, people that normally don't listen to it are like listening to it and finding out new music.
Yeah. And like they have that option to do that. And like,
yeah,
if maybe they don't like Movements, maybe they'll like Knuckle Puck. Like, I think that's cool. We're giving options too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And like, and bringing up, I just, like, if someone can like, kind of what Licia was saying, like, even if someone like is listening to this and they're just like, oh my God, that time with Crystal, we were driving. I remember listening, like, just bring up another memory in the car.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's so cool. Like, when we do bands, like that's so, like, we bring up bands we don't even remember. Like, dude, a band that, or some, I don't even remember the band's name, but that song, do you guys remember this? For Sure Maybe, For Sure Not, For Sure F, For Sure Bomb.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking.
Hold up at a stoplight, the drugs on the dashboard. Look at the mess we made tonight.
God.
That song, one hit wonder, bro.
The medic droid.
The medic droid, yeah. For Sure, dude. What the fuck was that song? But it made me so happy, and I just remember being like middle school with like.
Dude, you know what used to get me going was Metro Station "Shake It."
Oh,
like that
bro,
song. Used to,
once
like,
again, we are on the same wavelength.
Like, get me going.
Oh, that
like,
song is so good.
that-
Yep.
And boys like girls.
Always. Yep. Oh, I love that band.
Away, forget yesterday.
That's literally, I'm dying here. That's literally what it's all about. I fucking love it.
Oh man, that's awesome.
For sure.
For sure. Yeah, that's a
great.
throwback.
That
right?
is an absolute. Hit the lights for sure.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man.
That's
Fuck.
great.
Well, I think we nailed it. I think our first guest here was a pleasure.
Hell yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on.
Yeah. I didn't know you were my sister, but it's
Yeah,
cool.
that's weird.
Oh God, dude, I'm not talking to her anymore. She's stupid.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I meant everything I said
She's
before
gonna
this.
punch you right in the mouth.
Yeah, probably. She's done that before. Don't get me wrong. All right, Licia. Any last words, buddy?
Yeah. Anything else? Are you good?
No problem.
I don't know how to top that. Like, no. Thank you for having me. I really did mean everything I said about the show, and I'm really, really proud of you guys. But I also, for anybody listening out there, if you need a safe person for any reason, any shape or form, I am a safe person that you can go to. And I kind of just wanted to put that out there to whoever is in need of one. You can find me, I guess, on Instagram and every other social media platform, basically. But even if I don't know you and you need to just talk to someone and tell your story to someone, whether it has to do with the LGBTQ plus community or body dysmorphia or anxiety or anything, if I haven't talked to you in years and you want to reach out because I'm saying this, just please reach out. And there are safe people out there that can be there for you and help you out. And I think that's the biggest message that I think both of you are sending already out there. But I also just kind of wanted to throw my ticket in the hat as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah, there's a lot of beauty in this world. It's really scary sometimes, and sometimes it's really hard to see. But just remember, there is still beautiful parts out there, and there are safe people. So thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you, dude.
on.
Yeah, I love you, bro. I love you.
Love you too.
All right.
Sometimes.
High five. Let's end on that note.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that hurt. Goodbye.
Are you kidding? Fuck up, Buttercup.
All right. I'm gonna go bed.
What is? Are you?
She's not coming on again. Don't worry.
Never. Never. This is it. I'm taking my ticket out of the hat.
Goodbye. Hey everybody, Nick and I just want to make a quick reminder that if you or anybody you know is struggling with suicide, to please call this number, 1-800-273-8255. Thank you guys.